What's up, Sauce Nation? It is your boy Hector Flores, aka Mr. Sauce Sports TV, which actually that's no longer a thing now, since Sauce Sports will be having all sports but only Houston. But I'm going to talk about in this video is Jim Crane ends up getting interviewed by USA Today, so I'm going to talk about some of the things that he said in that interview and kind of give you guys my interpretation from it. At this point, I'm kind of done talking about the cheating scandal, but no matter where we go, it's going to be something that's going to be around for a while. But I also thought it was kind of something worth to make a video on, so there's that. So you guys want the discussions on all the teams in Houston, make sure you guys subscribe to Sauce Sports. If you haven't already, click on that notification bell so you'll be notified when we drop videos just like this, and of course when we do our live streams during the weekdays, Monday through Friday around 6 p.m. Central Time. If you guys want a more in-depth conversation with guys like me or Ed Honcho and other guys from the Roundtable, then make sure you guys join that Patreon, sign up for that $5 tier, and it'll put you on our Discord. It's a great conversation, man. I think it's really well worth it. And yeah, conversations get heated, but at the end of it all, man, we're all fans of Houston sports, and that's what matters the most. So make sure you guys do that. Make sure you guys like this video, comment, tell me what you guys think about what Jim Crane said. I'm sure that there's going to be some trolls that come down here making some trash can jokes, but not really watch this video, to be honest. They're probably just going to say trash can, asterisk, something like that, and then run away like Joe Kelly would. But yeah, let's get going with this video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just say some quotes and then kind of break it down and give you you guys my interpretation. So here's the first quote. People are aggravated the players didn't get suspended, but I didn't have anything to do with that. That was Rob Manfred's call. Listen, it's always going to be whatever you want to call it, a black mark, an asterisk. It happened. It's not good for anybody. It's not good for the game. We broke the rules. We got penalized. We were punished. There's no doubt. It weighs on all of us every single day. But I don't know what else they want us to do. I mean, you couldn't do a lot more. We took a big penalty. Obviously Rob Manfred, sent a message. We accepted the message and went above and beyond. We're sorry. We apologize, but no matter what happened, it wasn't going to be enough. People wanted me out of baseball. They wanted players to be suspended. They wanted everything. So in that quote, basically what Jim Crane is saying is obviously what's done is done. Astros got their punishment, whether you guys like the punishment or not. Personally, to me, I think it's a slap on the wrist. I'm just gonna try to be as quick as possible. I think the $5 million is the maximum that the MLB could do. So, but I mean, do you really think $5 million is gonna hurt these multi-million, some of them even billion-dollar teams? I don't really think so. The loss of the first and second pick in this coming MLB draft, you can say it hurts, but as well, there's other avenues of getting players. I mean, the Astros have its own resources. Obviously, they can still go out and get international signings, so they can go get players from Cuba, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Japan, Korea. Like, they still have those options to go get those guys. So they have still another avenue. And then of course here in Houston you have the Sugarland Skeeters. Some of you guys may not think that that's a legitimate place, but that is actually a very good place to go find guys that maybe just never got their opportunity, or maybe fell off in the MLB and then went over to Sugarland to kind of revitalize their career. So I think that that's actually, you still have options. So as far as getting prospects and getting young talent, or just getting talent in general, I think it's still there. And then obviously the suspensions of Jeff Luhnow and AJ Hinch, which then led to them being fired by Jim Crane, kind of his going above and beyond with this decision. It's just the fact that, like, these guys knew what was going on and they didn't do anything to stop it. At least better to do to end it. And so because of that, I mean, you got to take accountability. The players weren't going to get punished. They were promised immunity, so that's kind of the whole thing. But I think at the end of it all, it doesn't matter what the decision is done by the MLB. I think just people aren't going to be happy with it. So that's kind of what I got from that quote. And so here's this quote about the press conference. We didn't come off like I wanted to. If I had to do it over again, I'd do it differently. The press conference didn't go well at all. I didn't handle it as well as I should have. I said the sign stealing didn't affect the game. What I should have said is that I can't impact the decision Rob Manfred made not to change history. He was not going to alter the game. He wasn't going to take away the World Series trophy. I'm not stupid enough to think it couldn't have altered the game. How it altered the game, no one is ever going to know. Did it have an effect on the game? That is certainly a reasonable assessment. So one, if you guys don't remember the press conference, or you guys didn't hear much about the press conference, it was poorly executed. It just came off as half-assed and just not, I guess, sincere. Altuve's and Bregman's apology wasn't great. And then, of course, Jim Crane became a meme when he ended up saying out that it didn't have an impact on the game. I mean, I think the press conference would have gone either way. But basically, he was just kind of saying, like, I mean, the Astros didn't get taken away the World Series title. That's all you really can take from that. But he also added this. If we had to rerun it, we would have tried to do a better job of apologizing and try to be more sincere. But you're under the gun. You try to answer the same question 18 times. It's not a spot I ever want to be in again. So, if you guys watch the press conference, it's basically the reporters asked the same question over and over again. And it was basically them just trying to get Jim Crane to say, we cheated. And he just didn't say it. I just think, what's done is done. Obviously, clearly could have been executed a little bit better, but there's nothing really else you can say about it at that point. Now, here is going to be a little bit kind of talking about other teams as well. I think MLB had bigger problems than everybody realized. Two other teams, the Yankees and Red Sox, were doing things and got caught. But we're the ones who took the bullet. That's the way it works. I'm not trying to blame anyone else. It was our problem. We dealt with it. So he's referring to the Apple Watch scandal that the Red Sox were put in 2017. So there was in a series between the Yankees and the Red Sox. The Yankees ended up pushing to MLB to investigate on the Red Sox because they believed that they were sign stealing electronically. And so when they did the investigation, they found out the Red Sox were using Apple Watches to steal signs electronically. But then also during that investigation, they found out that the Yankees were also sign stealing electronically. So that's what he's referring to. And so you're talking. So he's just kind of referring to like, hey, there's sign stealing is a bigger issue than many people think it is. And here's an example. Unfortunately, those guys maybe didn't get as punished as much as the Astros did because it looks like the Astros will just be the face of this scandal unless things open up as it goes on. But here's what Jim Crane had to say about the firing of Alex Cora and Carlos Beltran. It didn't surprise me one bit. The other teams had to do the same thing. I don't know if this whole thing is over. I think after this year it'll calm down, but it will always be out there. So what he's saying is just the fact that how he ended up firing Jeff Luhnow and AJ Hinch. The Boston Red Sox obviously had to fire Alex Cora, who was the bench coach for the Houston Astros in 2017, and said that he was actually behind this scandal, along with Carlos Beltran, who was supposed to be the manager for the New York Mets, but obviously with all this coming to float, they basically had to move on elsewhere and basically get rid of Carlos Beltran before they even had a season 2 to see how he would be as a manager. But yeah, there is that. And so, and also in this interview, he ends up talking about Brandon Taubman, and so this is what he had to say. Brandon Taubman didn't commit domestic violence. He just made a comment. It's nothing you can defend. He had a few cocktails. He was happy. There were people constantly coming at him over Osuna, and he overreacted. Did he do the right thing? No. Everybody makes mistakes, but he is a good, genuine, decent person and a smart kid. Absolutely. I hate to see him lose his job, but we had no choice. We didn't anticipate the Osuna thing would catch that much heat. But when it did, the players were concerned. I told the guys on our team, listen, we made the decision. He paid his price. We think he deserves a second chance. If he screws up, he's out of here. You don't have to worry about it. After that, it was fine. That's with the players, not so much with the public. It was just a lightning rod of a subject. So obviously, Brandon Tallman ends up screaming at a reporter, saying that he's happy that we have Osuna, which is kind of weird. It was kind of poor timing, to be honest, because the fact that Osuna did end up giving up a game-tying home run in the ALCS, in Game 6 of the ALCS. But then, obviously, we wouldn't have had the walk-off home run from Jose Altuve if it wasn't for that. So, I mean, it's a catch-22 there, because, I mean, obviously, it would have been great for him to get those outs and close the game, and the Astros are going off to the World Series. But then also, we wouldn't have the great meme of Chapman where he's just kind of smiling out there awkwardly as he just gave up a home run to Jose Altuve. And then this is kind of talking about the culture of the Astros. No one can dispute that Lunel's baseball operations department is an industry leader in its analytics. That's what Manfred wrote in the report. So this is just a quote from Rob Manfred. But it is very clear to me that the culture of the baseball operations department manifesting itself in the way its employees have treated its relations with other clubs and its relations with the media and external stakeholders has been very problematic. So this was the quote where he's basically saying, Rob Manfred was talking about that the culture in baseball operations was bad. And here's what Crane had to say. People say we had a culture problem. We didn't have a culture problem. They're isolated incidents that are unrelated. Even the sign stealing thing. I just think everybody was paranoid that everybody was doing it. The technology was right in front of you. We already know 2 other teams were doing it and got caught. But the way we were doing it, that was pretty stupid. I mean, banging on the trash cans, you could have found a better way to do it. I honestly will say, I kind of agree with that. I sure would have liked to have won because it would have kind of cleaned up things for us. People say we were doing things in 18-19. We weren't doing anything in 19. So obviously people were saying that claiming that the Astros have been cheating since 2017. The report did show that the Astros cheated in 2017, including the playoffs. A little bit in 2018, but did not cheat at all in 2019, as far as what the report says. But that's just kind of like what is done. Now here's the interesting thing. I guess of this. People say we tanked. We didn't tank. When I bought the team, the revenue was way down. It was losing a lot of money. The players we had under contract weren't any good. So what do? You can't throw more money at it and fix it. We did what we had to do to get to the next stage, and it worked out. I mean, it was genius. I think some of it were smart moves. Some of it necessitated because the finances were so bad. Our TV deal went bankrupt. But as the team started getting together, getting better, we started getting people in the ballpark. Our revenues went up, so we can afford to spend more. It just makes sense. You can't spend more than you're making, or you're going to run into problems. Look at the Mets. Dang, taking shots at that one. But obviously, obviously we're talking about when the Astros went 3 straight seasons with 100+ losses. And I mean, obviously you got high draft picks, and you start building up that farm system that the Astros have been praised for a while. You had that, and then of course where Jeff Lunau was making some trades. Obviously Hunter Pence was one of those players that got traded. But a lot of good players that the Astros got in prospects in return. And obviously now the Astros are kind of seeing what that has led to for the team. And so this is where he ends it with, we're sorry, we apologize, I guarantee you it will never happen again, just give us another chance. I feel like at this point, anybody that decides to talk about the 2017 Astros cheating scandal is going to have to at least apologize at some point. But obviously you have Jim Crane kind of wanting to solidify that this will not happen again. Will it happen again? I don't know. I feel like baseball is a really corrupt sport. I feel like everybody's trying to find ways to cheat, man. Not just with electronic sign stealing. You're talking about using pine tar for pitches, to improve your grip on a pitch. I mean, there was at one point where pitchers were cutting the baseballs to get a better pitch. I mean, you had cork bats, and people try to find ways to cheat in baseball. I just gotta put that out there, but. From what I get from it of all this is just the fact that Jim Crane just wanted to kind of put it out there just so they can hear it. Obviously, he's been very vilified. He's been trolled. He's been memed just like every other Astros player has been. And I guess he just wants to give everybody his perspective. Could this be a great idea? Could this work for him in his favor? Sure. Can it backfire on him? Definitely can. I mean, it's just whatever, man. I think at this point, if you choose to make a video about the Astros, you're just expected to get some trash can jokes in the process. So you're going to get people that are going to be behind the Astros, and then you're going to have people that are just going to keep talking about the Astros. And so, like I've been saying to Sauce Nation, man, if you're ready to ride with the Astros, you're going to have to play the villain this year and just embrace it, man. I think it's all you really can do. This being apologetic and victim-like, it's just there's nothing you can do, man. Astros got their punishment, whether you like it or not. They got punished, and what's done is done. They cheated in 2017. Whether you feel like the 2017 World Series trophy is not considered valid, that's up to you. But many others, that World Series title means everything to them, obviously because of what happened in 2017 with Hurricane Harvey, and that means a lot to the city of Houston. So unfortunately, though, people don't understand that, and honestly, man, I feel like majority of the people that complain about the Astros cheating scandal may not be baseball fans in general. I mean, there is a lot of baseball fans that are doing it, but I just don't think that the extent of their trolling is as intense as it is the people that don't really watch baseball. But what's done is done. All you can do is move forward, and I don't think this is going to be something that's going to be brushed away from the Astros for a long time. It's going to take a while before we see the Astros finally not hear of this, and it could either be that people just got tired of talking about the Astros. Maybe the Astros win a World Series and prove that they don't need to cheat to win a World Series title, or maybe the Astros just go back to mediocrity and that's the end of that, or more teams pop up that they were cheating, and then this becomes not only the Astros sign stealing scandal, but the era of electronic sign stealing. So there's definitely different avenues that can be done, but I think Jim Crane just wanted to try to pull a PR stunt to save something, save some face, I guess if you will. But like I said, man, I think Evan Gaddis said it best, man. You can either take his apology or you don't. And I think that's basically what you're going to get from everybody is either you're going to take if the players apologize, either you're going to accept the apology, or you're just going to keep calling them villains and send them death threats or say that you hope that their children have cancer. There's people that have been doing that, man. It's crazy enough as it is over just a game of baseball. But yeah, so there's that. So that is my thoughts on Jim Crane's interview with USA Today. I know this video is going to be very lengthy, so if you guys sat through it, you guys are amazing. Obviously, this is Sauce Nation. You guys are the best flavors for us. You guys are part of what we're trying to build here, and so obviously what you guys do is what makes the sauce going. So if you guys like this, please like this video and go into the comments, tell me what you guys think what Jim Crane said. If you're a troll and you want to throw some trash can jokes, go ahead and do that. But just be mindful that Sauce Nation is gonna probably react to you, and unlike Joe Kelly, these guys aren't gonna walk away. So that's all I really got, man. So if you guys please subscribe to Sauce Sports. Make sure you guys click on that notification bell so you'll be notified when we drop videos just like this, and of course when we do our live streams from Monday to Friday around 6 p.m. Central Time. Now, this is official. Sauce Sports is now covering all teams in Houston. That's right. No more Sauce Sports TV. Sauce Sports TV will be doing something with Sauce Sports TV, but there's going to be no more 2 channels now. This is the channel where all we're going to get is from the Houston sports team. So make sure you guys subscribe so you guys keep getting that content. I believe we will also have a playlist available for you guys to go ahead and watch all the videos that I have done for South Sports TV, so you guys can be up to date with that. But that's all I really got, man. So that's all I got, man. Make sure you guys also, if you guys want more discussions with us, like through our Discord, make sure you guys join the Patreon, sign for that $5 tier, and it'll put you in the Discord. And also make sure you guys follow on our social media platforms on Instagram and Twitter at Sauce Sports HTX, and of course our Sauce Sports Facebook group. So with all that being said, man, chucking up a deuce. Y'all stay saucy.
Perfect.